Hi everyone, welcome back, and in today's video we're going to be fixing the horrible headlights on the Subaru with some Auto Glym headlight restorer. So what we're going to do is get these looking a lot better. So I've already done one, as you can see. Looks way nicer. So I'm going to get on with this one now. So to do this I actually purchased the Auto Glym full kit where you get the sanding discs and everything. The reason I did that is I just wanted to see how easy it was to do. I've got a DA, I've got all sanding discs separate, so really all I needed is some, they call it headlight restorer. My assumption is it's just quite a heavy polish or a light compound that you use as a final sort of buff off, but we'll go through. You see some beauty shots of what it currently looks like and a bit of a comparison between both when you put them next to each other. But we'll start on getting this done. We're going to give it a quick wipe down to start with, but a lot of this, like you'll see, yeah, it's not great. So to do it, all you need, like I say, headlight restorer kit or just some compound and some sanding discs, and then some masking tape to mask around to protect the paintwork. I'm not going to do a massive, amazing job at masking. I'm just going to do it quickly, and because I'm not going to go that aggressive, and I'm going to use a drill. So I have a DA, but I'm going to use a drill just because that might be what you guys have got at home. Anyway, let's get on with it. Using the MX-5 to stand on it because I'm filming on my own. But first thing I'm going to do is just a cloth with a little bit. So I'm using a little bit of APC mixed with water. That's a little bit, basically a pre-wash. Just going to get a quick wipe down. But it doesn't really change much of it. Just gets the little top layer of grime off, basically. So, in theory, you can probably wash it with soap and wash it down properly, but really doesn't make much of a difference. So first thing we need to do basically is tape round. So I've got some masking tape on a lovely roll. Use painter's tape, it would make your life so much easier. I just don't have any to hand and I wanted to get this done today while the weather isn't too bad. So basically we're going to go around masking best you can, tuck it into the grooves right the way around, and basically we're going all the way around. It'd be really boring for you to watch me do that, so I'm going to do it now and come back. So we've crudely masked around the light, again primarily covering the rubbers at the top and the rest of the paintwork at the bottom. We're then going to start with a 1,500 grit bit of sandpaper, so 1,500. It's on the Ryobi drill, got a full batch ready to go. So first thing we're going to do is just apply some liquid. Basically you're going to be wet sanding it. So we'll spray on some there. Give this a little dose. What I like to do is start in one point, go around up and down, basically like you would DA polish a car. So you're just going to polish the headlight basically, or sand the headlight. So popping it on. I'm just going to slowly move around to start with. Being careful to go right the way out to the side of the headlight. And around. It's really important to keep an eye as you go across how low you're going, how high you're going, because you don't want the sandpaper to interact with the paintwork at all. When it comes to pressure, you don't need to push too hard. What you're going to do is just allow you want to allow the sandpaper to do what it needs to do. If you start to feel it gripping up a lot, give it some more liquid. And that's it, you want it to be smooth across. Like I say, if it's getting hard to do and you feel it gripping, just give it a spray. It's not a sprint by any means. Take your time. Gone over, that's our first sort of coat. Now this is definitely a trust the process sort of job, because when you wipe this off, it's going to need some support. So when you wipe this off, you're going to go, oh, it looks a bit better, but it's still very hazy, and that's basically what we need to do. So what we've done is we've sanded it down got rid of the big marks. So it's very much like when you polish a car, you want to sand off the big things first, and then you slowly work up the pad points. There's a couple little bits that I want to go over again. I'll just show you. So you should have a little bit more smoky now, but that's what we'll end up at. So definitely trust the process. So I'm going to give it a tiny little bit more of a hit, primarily focusing on this corner down here and this bit up here, just because that's really quite foggy still. So yeah, around here, let's give that a wipe. Yeah, down here and down here I'm going to go over a bit more. We've done the top part quite well. Again, a little bit of haze over, which is what we need. That's the 1500 grit. We're now moving on to a 2000 grit. However, because we live in lovely sunny England and the weather's never bad, it's yeah, starting to rain. So I'll pursue on as best I can, but if it does have a full downpour, I'll stop and I'll come back. So we're now moving on to 2000 grit. Again, same process, give it a spray. The more liquid, the better. And again, really important to not stay in one spot. Once again, we'll wipe it down. Now the problem is the fact it's raining, and also I've just applied a load of liquid and water. The masking tape is starting to not be as good as it was, but already a really nice difference. Now wipe that down because I've got it zoomed out. I'll step back a bit. So yeah, that's the next stage. So we've now got 3000 grit to go. Like I say, that's where we're going to end up, but we're getting there. Trust in the process. Now we're on the 3000. Once again, exactly the same thing. So we'll spray up the 3000, give it a good coating over, and get going. So after that tiny little rainstorm, we'll keep going. So we sprayed it down. I suppose if anything, the rain helps, adds more lubrication. So the reason you've got to really be really careful when moving around is you don't want to stay in one spot too long, because you'll just burn into the lens. It's another reason I'm not on full power on the drill. So I'm on like level, what, 20, like 30 or 25 or whatever it is. So definitely enough to get it going, and if you do hold it in one spot you will burn through. That's it after the 3000 grit. So looking a million times better, but still not perfect. So to get to this point, what we need to do is apply some polish, or that resin. I think it's more of a compound over a polish, but that's what we're going to go for. So we're going to get it on, dab around, and make it look pretty. So we're now moving on to the headlight restorer polish compound thing. So it's looking pretty good. Definitely got some still raindrops on it, but we're going to apply a bit of this to the pad, and basically the same way you polish a car, so, or a DA anyway. So we're going to give it a shake, get the compound all mixed up, and we're going to dab it onto the pad, and we're going to just go the reason we're doing this is we could switch to a really low speed on the machine, and we're basically spreading it around. So I'm going to start with this, basically separating it in. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then this point is number 4. So I'll start with this, go around. Again, we're going to go left and right, and then up and down, or up and down, then left and right, whichever way I decide. So and we're going to give it just a bit more once over everywhere else. Give it a spray, a wipe down, and hopefully we'll be done. However, I've basically snowed everywhere, so this whole car needs a proper clean. That's pretty obvious though. And now I'll wipe off. Oh, yeah, that tape has just died, hasn't it? Now we've got a much nicer cloth, and we're going to buff with this. I've not even got all the compound off yet, and that is looking so much better. That is so much better. So there's a little bit more buffing, but actually, over these tiny little marks, which I can apply a little bit more polish to if needed. No, it just needs a proper wipe down. Yeah. Bit of quick detailer on that. Whole car is filthy though, but so's the engine bay. We'll just ignore that for a bit. Yeah, so that is a million times better. If I can, I'll try to get a picture of both up at the same time now. Just kind of show you next to side-by-side comparison. I'm well happy with that. Just look at how much better that looks. I am so impressed with how that's come out. That looks absolutely brilliant. So much better than before. Now I've covered every car in the vicinity, well, just the two cars here, the MX-5 and the Subaru, in crap, but it's not looking bad, is it? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. It shows you how simple and easy it is actually to do. I definitely recommend doing it because it makes a massive difference to the look of the car, and actually, if you can have more light coming out of it, why wouldn't you? Anyway, hopefully that's shown you how simple it is, especially with just a drill. With a DA, you'd probably get a similar result with even less effort, so even better. So please like, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.